whatever you wanna be. So I told myself, I'ma be a singer, I'ma play on the keys. I can do whatever I want if I just believe, yeah.
YouTube, what's the deal, man? It's your boy Mark on the charts, back at it again with another video, right? And today, I'm going to be going over the trade I took on GBPCAD that made me $500 this morning, 505 to be exact. And it was just, it's just rinse and repeat at this point. Great setup right here, as you can see. If you watch my previous videos, if you're new to the channel, I trade liquidity, supply and demand. If you go to my last video, I really broke down the variables in my trades that I'm looking for to actually place a trade. And today we got just that, which was amazing. So I will go ahead and go over that right now, man. Let's get into it. So guys, I just used my replay tool real quick. So as you can see, right, we have a nice little demand zone, right? So every time I see the market taking off, I go ahead and draw out the demand or the supply, right? This happens to be the demand. And so understand, right? I'm not just trading supply and demand. What we're trading is liquidity, supply and demand, meaning we need a liquidity sweep while the market comes back and touches a demand zone, right? Or a supply zone on the inverse. So in this example, right, we got buyers that came into the market. Now all we're looking for is a liquidity push to the upside that creates a higher high right above this zone, right? So we need sellers to come into the market and buyers to come in, and that's exactly what we get, right? Boom, right? So that's one. We have some liquidity built up here. Boom. Let's keep going. Boom, we got some more liquidity built up, right? So we did take out these lows, but we didn't tap into our zone yet. So there is still, right, stop losses underneath here. When we come back to these zones, we get nice reactions because not only are we tapping into demand zones, right, but we are sweeping liquidity as well. So we have liquidity created right here. And if you go back to my last video, you know that we need a higher high to be created for this zone to be valid, right? So let's see if we get that. Boom, got the higher high. So now all we're waiting for, right, is to tap into our zone and a bullish confirmation off of the zone. Once we get a 5-minute bullish candlestick to print off of this zone, we are entering a trade. So all I'm looking for is a blue candlestick off of this zone. I'm entering, stop loss under that candlestick. Put your TP where you would like. Some people want to trade 1 to 1, 1 to 2. For me, I kind of trade from the highs and the lows of the market. And so you'll see where I put my TP in a sec. All right, so we're coming down. Just being patient, right? And understand when it comes to trading, boom, this is where we get the touch. And you see within 5 minutes, the market came down, tapped our zone and shot off. As you can see, right, we have bullish market structure. Right, so I'll go ahead and pull this out. We have higher highs and higher lows being created, right? Now, what they want to do is before they continue, right, they want to sweep this liquidity and tap into our demand zone. So we get to tap into the demand zone, right? Boom. And now we're just looking for the first bullish candlestick, right? So if you zoom in right here, you'll see that this candlestick was bullish. This is where I entered my trade, right? And if you follow me on IG, you see me post it this morning, right? So I entered off of here, put my TP near these highs. It was about a 2 to 1 risk and reward, or 1 to 2 risk and reward. Let me go ahead and put it. Boom. It was about right here. And that's all she wrote. We went and smacked TP shortly after, right? And it was just a beautiful trade. Very simple, very easy. Understand this is what we're looking for essentially, right? We have a demand zone created. Let's just leave that there. Boom. Demand created. Now we need a push to the downside. If we just tap into this zone right here, the trade is invalid, right? This zone, if you're trading supply and demand, you can go ahead and take that trade, right? But with this edge, with this strategy, we need liquidity to be built up, right? So once we get a push above the zone, we need this high to be broken from the liquidity, right? So once we do that, now this trade is valid, right? We have liquidity. What is that? That is money sitting right here. Not only do we have stop losses right here, but we also have limit orders from the last push down here, right? Institutions like getting in where they already got in and pushed the market up. So we're going to just combine those two variables, right? And when we come down here and we get a bullish push, let's say this is a 5-minute candlestick that closes right here, we are going to enter the trade, stop loss under the low, right? TP near the high, or you could do it however you like it, right? Control your own TP, right? If you're somebody in the market who likes getting positive reinforcements and wants to up your win rate, right? You could do a 1-to-1 risk and reward. I know traders that are profitable off a 1-to-1, right? If you have the characteristics where you, when you miss out on making a lot of money, let's say the trade were to go to this next high, and let's say you get very frustrated when the market goes up and you miss out on making that bag, then maybe you want to trade with a higher RR, right? But when it comes down to it, risk and reward is more so the trader's preference, right? Understand when you're in the market, you have to be very aware of your emotions to determine what your trading style is going to be. Now, all I'm saying is when it comes to liquidity, supply, and demand, you're going to get a lot of reactions off these zones. And I'll go ahead and show you the inverse of this, right? Let's say we get a supply zone, right? Supply, you guys know supply. It's where institutions come in and aggressively push the market down, right? So we get a supply zone right here. We get a touch right here and we do not come into the zone. And let's say we get a lower low created. So just like we needed a higher high from the liquidity going to the upside off of a demand zone, right? What we need for this zone to be valid is a lower low, right? If this low would have just came here and then touched, the zone's invalid, right? And chances are we'll touch and we'll just do something like this, right? But because we have structure breaking to the downside, right, this makes the trade valid. Now when we get back into our supply zone, we get a bearish candlestick, right? We are entering off of that first bearish candlestick, stop loss above the candlestick, and TP at the, like I said, wherever you want to put it, right? Whatever fits your trading style. For me, right, I go near the recent highs. And yeah, we just take the trade. So go back to my last videos. You will see this is the same setup, right? It's obviously a different day. But being profitable at the end of the day just comes down to rinse and repeat and being a very systematic and almost robotic trader. If you see your variables in the market, press buy, press sell, right? Enter your trade, because at the end of the day, you do not know what trades are going to hit. Right? And it's not up to you to know on a trade by trade basis what's going to happen in that trade, right? If you were to take this same trade 20 times and execute it flawlessly, you will be profitable, right? And if you don't believe me, just go ahead and back test this strategy, right? And you will see it happening over and over and over again in the market. So with that being said, man, right, this is happening all of the time. So understand, right, this is a trade that I'm looking for during the London session tonight. Let me go ahead and pull this tool out. You will see that we have a demand zone, right? Zone drawn off the last bearish candlestick right here, right? We have liquidity being created right here. Boom. All right, go ahead and just put our little dollar sign under there just for the visual, right? What do we need now? We already got what we're looking for. We got a demand zone created. We got liquidity. The liquidity broke these highs and these highs, signaling, right, market structure flipping to the upside. Now all we need is a tap into this zone, a bullish candlestick, and you enter the trade. With that being said, man, go ahead and follow me on IG, Mark_Gross. Right, I am posting trades on there on a daily basis if I'm in a trade that day, right? And understand this is the first trade I took since last Wednesday, right? And today is, what is today, Wednesday? So yeah, it's been 7 days since I've traded, and that's the name of the game, guys. I posted on my IG. Do you want to be profitable or do you want to trade every day? Right? You pick one, because most of the time, if you're trading every day, placing multiple trades, your equity curve doesn't look too good. And that's just coming from experience. The less I trade and the more setups that I take that are just flawless, my equity curve looks a little bit better, right? So with that being said, man, hope you guys learned something on this video. Go ahead and watch some of my recent videos to just get an idea of this strategy and maybe to grasp it a little bit more. And if you do not already subscribe to this channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Definitely is going to help me reach more people on this channel. And that's exactly what I'm here to do, is kind of just share a skill set that has absolutely changed my life over the last 5 years. And so with that being said, guys, I hope you guys have a great night. I will see you guys on the next video.